If you thought Venus crushing you and Saturn shredding you was bad, buckle in, because the outer solar system may somehow be even worse. Today, we're headed into the cold, the dark, and the unbelievably weird spaces lurking at the edge of our solar system, testing the human body against the next 7 worlds and see where you might last 10 seconds and where you don't even make it to the first breath. Grab your spacesuit and let's dive right in. Number 6, Neptune. Death by bullet speed wind. Neptune is home to the fastest winds in the solar system, a horrifying 1,200 miles an hour. Imagine stepping out of a spacecraft and being hit by a sideways hurricane made of methane, nitrogen, and microscopic shards of ice. Those ice crystals, they slice skin open on contact, like being sandblasted with frozen glass. Your suit tears open instantly, your exposed skin ripped away in thin sheets. Then chilly temperatures kick in. Negative 360 degrees, enough to freeze nitrogen solid. The cold shock alone causes immediate peripheral vasoconstriction, but the pressure is the true killer. Descending even a little into Neptune's atmosphere means taking on pressures that crush metal submarines on Earth. Your ribcage folds, your lungs collapse inward like foil, your heart is squeezed until it can't beat. How long do you last? Maybe 5 to 8 seconds before unconsciousness. Within a minute, your body is shredded, frozen, and compressed into a shape no coroner could even identify. Number 5, Titan, the world where you could survive the longest. Titan is Saturn's largest moon, and it's the first place on this list, or our past list, where you might survive more than a few seconds. But that's what makes it almost more terrifying. Titan actually has an atmosphere, a thick, nitrogen-rich one, and you can walk on Titan with enough layers. By that, scientists don't mean a winter coat. They mean a full, multi-layer survival suit, heated insulation, a pressure-retaining inner suit, and a methane-proof outer shell. But even with all those layers, you still can't breathe. You see, the air is oxygen-free and full of hydrocarbons like methane and ethane. Take a breath and you'd instantly asphyxiate. CO2 and nitrogen displace what little oxygen your bloodstream has left in seconds. As bad as having no oxygen is, you can combat that problem with an oxygen system. Maybe. But that's when the temperature becomes a real problem. Negative 290 degrees. And if you slip on Titan's icy, oily surface, congratulations! You've fallen into a lake of liquid methane, which is basically taking a polar plunge in natural gas at cryogenic temperatures. How long would a person last here? The good news is Titan gives you the most time out of anywhere on this list. The bad news is that's about 60 to 90 seconds of struggling, freezing, choking awareness. Number 4, Io, death by volcano. If Titan is cold, Io would be the exact opposite. Io is Jupiter's innermost and 3rd largest moon, and a very inhospitable hellscape where the ground itself is trying to launch you into orbit. In simple terms, Io is the most volcanically active body in the entire solar system. Its surface is covered by sulfur, lava lakes, and geysers that erupt hotter than anything on Earth. If you were the unlucky soul to land on Io, the first thing you inhale is sulfur dioxide, a gas that dissolves into acid in your airway. Instant coughing, instant burning, instant airway closure. Then the heat hits. Some lava fountains here reach 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Your space boots, if you had them, melt. Your skin sloughs off like wax from a candle. And even if you somehow avoided the lava, the ground beneath your feet is constantly shifting. Io's crust flexes due to Jupiter's gravity, building pressure until it vents explosively, sending molten rock high into the sky. How long would one last here? Anywhere from 1 to 20 seconds, depending on whether you landed near a vent. And on Io, everything is near a vent. Number 3, Europa, the ice world that crushes you. Europa, another one of Jupiter's many moons, the 6th largest to be exact, is extremely beautiful to astronomers. Smooth, white ice. It looks like a cool cosmic marble. But medically speaking, it's a dangerous trapdoor. Imagine this, your spaceship arrives, you step out onto what looks like a frozen ground, but Europa's surface is brittle. A thin ice shell covers about 60 miles deep of ocean of super pressurized water. Your first step, step, crack. Your second, a heart-stopping break. Your third, you're falling. You plummet into a vacuum-exposed ice fissure where the temperature is negative 260 degrees Fahrenheit. Skin freezes, moisture boils, capillaries rupture. But the real killer is what's beneath that ice. Europa's subsurface ocean reaches pressures comparable to the deepest parts of the Earth's oceans. Think Mariana Trench level, over 1100 bars. That's enough force to crush a submarine like a soda can. If you somehow fell into that ocean, the pressure would collapse every air-filled space in your body instantly. Lungs implode, sinuses collapse, and organs begin to deform in milliseconds. So how long could a person last on Europa before it's completely incompatible with life? About 10 to 30 seconds, depending on how far you fall before the ocean claims you completely. Number 2, Pluto, the world that freezes you from the inside out. Depending on when you grew up, Pluto was, or still is, planet number 9, or a demoted dwarf planet. But whatever you characterize Pluto as, it's a small, distant place cold enough to make our freezing Antarctica look tropical. Step onto Pluto and the pressure is nearly zero, meaning your body isn't held together the way it is on Earth. A vacuum so extreme it boils the moisture off your tongue and eyes instantly. Temperatures drop to negative 380 degrees Fahrenheit, cold enough to turn nitrogen into solid ice. That means here on Pluto, your blood doesn't freeze outright. It thickens, turning into a gel-like sludge as water in your tissues crystallize. Then cells rupture, nerves stop transmitting, your airway freezes solid. And you'll still be conscious for a few seconds, which honestly might be the cruelest part. So how long do you last before you freeze from the inside out? About 15 seconds before hypoxia shuts you down. A minute later, your body is a frozen statue in the dark. Number 1, the sun. Instant atomization. So the sun isn't a planet, it's a star. Basically a giant thermonuclear explosion masquerading as a friendly yellow dwarf. And if you teleported to what we call the surface, which isn't solid anyway, you wouldn't burn, melt, or even have time to register light. You'd be dead before the photons finished hitting your skin. Not from heat, not from pressure, not from the light. You die from radiation, the kind that turns matter into confetti. The sun blasts out gamma rays, protons, and ionizing particles powerful enough to strip electrons off your atoms faster than your nerves can fire. In medical terms, full body cellular destruction at the quantum level. Electrons ripped away, chemical bonds severed, DNA shredded before it can even unwind. Your molecules wouldn't burn, they'd disassemble, collapsing into a haze of charged particles. Your skin, organs, bones, and blood become instant plasma, the fourth state of matter, hotter than any flame on Earth and moving with the sun's magnetic turbulence. This isn't death by injury or trauma or organ failure like on other planets. This is the solar system's final boss, pure atomic erasing. We were built for exactly one place. Although Earth isn't safe, it just damages us slowly enough that medicine can try and keep up. If you thought these planets were dangerous and you want to see part 3, hit the like button and subscribe so I know to keep the series going. And if you enjoyed learning how unforgiving other planets and worlds really are medically speaking, check out this playlist right here for more deep dives into the dark side of medicine and science. Thanks so much for watching and stay healthy, my friends.